You should start like grabbing funny ones to start episodes with.
Oh, I love that.
Get like a little icebreaker,
Yes.
funny thing to talk about. Because I think it's good if we start with like funny stuff too.
I guess this is another one is which animal gives the same vibe as me?
I don't like this.
God.
It's just because of specific thing happened one time at my house. So I would have to say raccoon. Because they're like always coming back around. They're like so cute. And you're like, oh, I just love you. And then you catch them doing something and they like freeze. And they'll hold it. Like, I'm not doing anything weird right now at all. And then they just move on about their day.
What example is that?
I'm thinking of the raccoon. So we had a raccoon on our front porch one time.
Okay.
And it literally was like picking through a trash bag. And I opened the door and it was standing right there. And it just had its little cute hands up. And it looked at me and I looked at him. And then I paused for way too long because he could have ran into my house. And then I slowly closed the door. And he stood like that for another 2 minutes. And then he went on his way.
So what example of me?
I don't know. I feel like this summer you were just always around. You'd come pick at my house and be like, Jess, you crack your thumbs all the time. Telling me stuff about myself I didn't realize. So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's your dark hair.
Yeah.
I mean, the color of a
Yeah.
stripe of the raccoon.
Trash bandit.
I could see you like thrifting.
Oh yeah, I could totally.
And you go to like Raw or Gabe's and stuff, and I'm sure you like
it's my favorite.
Sort through those racks real fast. That's a raccoony habit.
Just found my Halloween costume.
Yes. Please. That'll be great. Just get the hat, the raccoon hat. That's all you need.
Yes. For you, I really...
What basic thing are you going to pick?
You know what I'm going to pick. I call it you. I mean, you truthfully exemplify a dog.
A dog.
And not just any dog. You are a true golden retriever.
Just happy to be here.
You're just happy. Your disposition is just joy. I truthfully think like Yeti is like the embodiment of you in a personality.
I'll take it.
She's smiley. She's sweet. She sometimes gets into stuff she probably shouldn't.
She gets a little growly if you wake her up too fast.
She gets a little growly if you wake her up too fast. She loves to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was pouncing through the woods last night. She just, I truthfully like your personality is Yeti Spaghetti.
Do you feel like you've ever seen me mad?
I feel like I have. But it's very, very rare.
Mm-hmm.
I literally can, less than 2 or 3 hands. Or 2 or 3 fingers in the time that I have known you.
Yeah.
It's not often.
Yeah. That's very golden retriever like.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Did you see my husband's Facebook post about our anniversary?
I was like, Joe, that's me.
My husband referenced how our friends call us the golden retrievers and then explained why he's happy to be a golden retriever alongside me.
And he's like the definition of one too. Like you guys are literally golden retrievers and your kids are golden retrievers and I just love you guys.
I think so when like we were just talking to Mark and Jen or like you and Brandon, you guys are, because you're different personality types, married, I feel like you guys experience life so much differently than Joe and I do because we're such similar personality types married. So
Brandon and I are very similar personality types. We're just aggressive personality types. We're both 8s. We're both like, he's a German Shepherd, so that very protective, loyal, whatever. I'm a Rottweiler, so we're both like, we're aggressive. And that just is both of our personalities. So that there's pros and cons to that too. as you guys are just calm creatures. You guys are
I know. And I
just-
wouldn't say we're passive. It's not like there's a
no,
disagreement.
docile. I'd say
and we
like you're
don't-
there's not passive. No.
Yeah.
You're just chill.
Right. I think sometimes people will say their parents never fought in front of them because they like fought behind closed doors and stuff. And Joe and I still have disagreements in front of the kids and stuff. It's just like how our personalities go about discussing the disagreement is like very different than an aggressive
I guarantee,
personality.
yes, you actually probably have discussions of disagreements. Brandon and I've gotten a lot better in our relationship and our ability to communicate, but there have been moments in our marriages, which I'm sure you two have never been in, of literally standing and screaming
Gosh.
at each other.
Wow. You would talk about making me, I would wither. I'd be so uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, no. This is where, like, this is Shepherd, Rottweiler together. We've actually matured a lot in our ability to communicate with each other, but every now and then it comes up and we are straight to just bulldogs at each other sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Mhm. So I can imagine that's probably never happened
No.
in your relationship.
We have never had a screaming match. I mean, we're like a walking picture of
Yeah.
conflict resolution. I
Yeah,
don't know.
You are calm conflict resolution.
So, but I think a big part of that is because I grew up around yelling and it made me very uncomfortable.
Sure.
And I would have like my stomach tied up in knots when my parents would fight. And that feeling like still comes back if there's any like really big argument that's happening even like around me. It made me really uncomfortable, and that I was like, I can't live like that.
Are you one of those people, because of like conflict has that effect on you? Are you one of those people, do you want to address it to get it like taken care of, or are you one of those people who really shies away because you don't want that feeling and you're like, okay,
The feeling does not go away until I address it.
okay,
So that's the problem.
I
Like
gotcha.
I have to talk about it. Like the thing that came up with work earlier in the year was like I simmered on something and it just would not go away. And I was like, I can't be myself if I
Yeah.
don't bring this up and talk about it. So I don't avoid
okay,
the uncomfortable conversations, but I might cry in them because that's what anger does to me is more
it drives me nuts.
it more makes me like emotional in that
Makes me
sense.
so mad. I get so mad that I cry, and I'm like, I'm not I'm not like
This isn't weakness
this isn't
leaving the body.
weakness. No.
This is just like I am so, and that happened. It's only happened like a handful of times where I actually am so angry that I will cry about it, even when I'm trying to explain my way through it. And yeah, I mean, that doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's okay. We got to talk about this because obviously it's bothering me.
right, yeah,
So
yeah. I understand. Yeah, we've gotten better. It's
good.
moments, but much better. We used to be lovers.
yeah. Well, welcome to the Well Within Her podcast. Hey, we're Jess.
And Aaron.
Just two normal moms and saved women who love Jesus, deep conversations, and a good laugh.
On Well Within Her, we talk about the hard, the holy, and the hilarious parts of being a woman in today's world.
This is just your space to exhale, to stop striving and start living aligned with the truth.
Because the truth is, when Christ is within her, she already has everything she needs.
We're so glad you're here. Hit subscribe and come hang out with us every week.
Welcome back.
Today, really, our topic is about exhaustion, why you're so
Yes.
tired. And I think we mean that in multiple senses of, physically tired, emotionally tired, spiritually tired. There's many different ways in which you can feel run down. And I think as moms, especially most of the people listening to this are moms, we kind of take on a bigger burden and, not unwillingly, but it's mostly how it shakes out because we are the caregivers and that's how we're wired. So naturally we just carry more of the responsibility in certain aspects of life. And so it makes sense that you would get exhausted from it.
Absolutely. I tend to call, I would say 95, if not more percentage I would say of us and our friends, we are the CEOs of our family.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, our husbands are the leaders of our family, but we are the CEOs. We're the ones keeping track of
Right, making the house
everything.
run, keeping the food in the house, making the
Yes.
food, knowing who goes where and what day it is and
Yes.
band and all the stuff.
all the things.
So,
All the things. And carrying that load
mhm.
is exhausting. The burnout from never pausing, the mom brain, the how many tabs are open on
That's the
any
worst.
given time. And we know men have one box open at a time. We have 75 million open at a time. And I would say the societal pressure to keep it all together with a smile on our face and with the lie or whatever that we have to keep it all together and that we are, this pristine, all of that is
Right.
heavy.
I feel like, especially with culture, there's either somebody looks like they have it all together and they're perfect, or somebody's really ragging on the fact that they have kids and they got to do stuff. And I feel like for the most part, we're all mostly probably in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's like that messy middle of, I don't totally relate to the everything's happy-go-lucky, but I also don't relate to everything sucks all the time. So I feel like that's the majority of people.
Agreed. I think, people are on the clicks of my life really, really sucks, and I'm going to complain about everything, which we probably could have an episode about complaining too. And they are thriving on that complaint cycle.
And the response that they get of me too, and I feel that, and it's like that recognition of,
Right.
Yes, your complaint is valid.
Right. Or it's the other end of the spectrum, that it is the highlight reel that I have everything put together. I'm entirely put together. My family's entirely put together. My home is entirely put together. All of that. I'm like, well, that's a bold-faced lie. Because if anybody tells me in any regard that they have it together, I'm like, okay.
Today you might.
This hour you might.
There's weeks where I feel like I am set, I am planned and prepared, and then Wednesday happens and you're like, well, crap, like stuff starts having to change.
Exactly.
But, the best of intentions of being planned out, and then you're like, well, there's life throwing me curveballs again.
Shot to. So we're going to talk about the day, and the Bible verse that we're kind of rooting in the theme of this is, I'm sure I feel like this is a heavily quoted one.
Yes, yeah.
Is Matthew 11:28-30 is, come to me all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. So again, this is Jesus talking in Matthew, and this one, there's a lot of truth in this verse of, I think the weary and heavy and burden that he's talking about it is, I would say, is not just the physicality. I would say it's for the soul. When your soul is weary and burdened, not that physical, emotional, like all this, but that soul burdened heaviness, and he will give you rest, which I think is important. So I'm gonna ask you a question, Miss Jess.
Cool, let's go.
When you think about your own exhaustion, where do you feel it most? In your body, in your mind, or in your spirit?
My mind.
Okay.
I don't think it's a spiritual exhaustion. And it's mostly not physical. It is just a mental load that feels like I got too many tabs open and I'm trying to do too much.
I would also agree. Sometimes, because I feel like sometimes the mental heaviness can manifest into physical, that sometimes when I don't want to say for everybody, but there's times when I'm so mentally exhausted that I just need sleep, and it's not because I'm physically tired. I think it's the mental that's manifesting into the physical, because there's been a couple of moments I felt like over the last couple of years that, like, if I'm given the opportunity to go away for a couple of days, like my sister and I typically take a girls trip. We've been doing it for a couple of years with my mom, and we went away this spring. And I find in those settings, for whatever reason, when I allow myself to pause, when I'm not worried about kids' activities, worried about job, worried about everything, that I could sleep for days. And I don't know, I'm sure it's a combination of a lot of things, which we can talk about my sleep habits here, which aren't phenomenal. And that I'm sure has something to do with it. But also I think because we as moms are constantly just go, go, go. Like, if I can get through tomorrow, then I can take a breath. And if I can get through blah, 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 take a breath. And it's not, I mean, really, like we just talked, there's no, I think we just keep
the finish line keeps extending.
Yes, it keeps moving.
Yeah.
And we don't really get that necessarily slow down moment. And so I find that on like those things, and then it makes me question, okay, are you so physically tired? Is your mind so exhausted? Like, where is this kind of coming from?
Right. Agreed. And I think that it is really hard because in my work with clients, I would say a majority of my clients will say they're exhausted. Or, when I ask about stress levels, scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? People will be like, oh, I'm like 5. I'm like halfway. And then they explain what stresses them out. And it is so much stuff. And I'm like, I get that you are adapted to handling that, but that doesn't mean your body was designed to handle all of that. And so I think that's the big difference of you may be okay at managing all of it, but it still can exhaust you because like we weren't built to have to mentally do all these gymnastics all of the time. And we often put more on ourselves than we need to, making it even harder.
And being in that constant, and we can go into the biomechanics of in that constant kind of fight or flight and cortisol and all those things. But like reiterating what you just said, is we are not designed to carry all of this. And the biggest thing being like, God did not mean for us to carry all of this. And we need, again, that constant theme of you need to give it to God and let him keep it. What do you feel is draining you the most in this current season of life?
Great question. What do I feel like is draining me most in this current season? Uncertainty with where my career is going at the moment. And I think, unfortunately, like we're both harping on that at the beginning of this podcast of it's just the season we're in. So that's why we're talking about it. And so, I have good days where I feel really like yesterday was a day I felt like super confident. I had a really good networking opportunity come up and I'm very excited about it. But then I wake up today and literally on the drive to drop off my daughter, I was like already questioning like whether that's going to help or work. And I just like ping pong back and forth, overthinking. And it is just because of that uncertainty that, I really want something to happen and I don't know if it will. I think that's always been hard for me to sit with.
I mean, I agree. What's interesting is, so I am also job searching. For anyone who has been or has job searched in the last, I don't know, however long, applying to jobs stinks. I think I've applied to almost 30 plus jobs right now, which I'm grateful for that there are that many jobs out there, but doing the role that I'm now kind of pivoting into, getting your resume through AI for someone to just give you a chance. And I just need someone to give me that chance. Just give me an interview. I promise you, I will do well. Like I will do well at a job. I'm one of those people that I will get it done. If I don't know the answer, I will figure it out. Like I would say I'm a pretty good employee, but I just need that. And so I feel that in this unknown of last week, I felt really well. Actually, or 2 weeks ago when we recorded and you had your moment, I was very confident.
Yeah, you were A+, sunshine and rainbows. Jess, let's talk about what is, making you feel this way. You were very positive.
Yes.
And then it was so telling how like the
Mhm.
next week when we saw each other, you were like, I am unwell right
I'm
now.
unwell.
And it's like
I'm unwell.
that ping ponging back and forth is very
Mhm.
real, and it does happen
Mm-hmm.
with any sort of like stressful situation or ongoing stressor that isn't going to magically disappear.
No.
So,
Yes, and managing it and sitting in patience, which I'm not a super patient person, sitting in my faith and saying, again, I've given this and I've taken it back every single time that, oh, maybe if I, like you talked about in the last one, if I'm doing the work that I need to do on this end, it's not like I'm just sitting here waiting for a job to come to me. I am, applying to jobs, networking, doing all those things. But when push comes to shove, I'm building endurance. I am building my muscles and also saying, God, I have to rely on you in this. And that is hard. And I need to just do it and be like, God, you have this. And it's like that mantra. Oh, this was another time where God talked to me when I was literally about to take my test for the certification. God said to me, he was like, you know this. God is true. God is good, and he is faithful, and he has not let me down yet. So why do I think all of a sudden he's going to? He's not.
right.
It's just because it's not on my timeline. So just sit in it.
Right. I think a big part of exhaustion too comes from all of the distractions happening in life.
For sure.
And so last episode I said, the one time I feel like I've audibly heard God was him saying, stop looking for distractions. And it also reminds me of some quote that I heard somewhere that I can't reference the source of it, but something about the devil wants you distracted. And distractions, I think, exhaust us too, because say you have something you need to get done, how many times do you open up your phone and go to Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or something and scroll for 5-10 minutes without realizing it?
Or an hour.
And then it's, oh, now dinner's rushed, or now I'm rushing out the door.
Right.
I think that's something to be very aware of, is like, where am I putting my time? And if I feel like I never have enough time to do things and I'm constantly this ball of stress throughout the day, am I actually effectively using my time, or am I really just kind of letting the distractions pull me in places that aren't productive?
I absolutely 100% agree with you. Yeah. I feel like I recently have become increasingly more aware of that. Like you just said, the devil is designing to distract us, to pull us away from God. And where are we putting our time? That most likely could also be leading to that soul heaviness. Like, again, is it social media that we're seeing the family or the mom who has it all together? What is that doing for us? Is that causing more stress because I don't have it all together? It just, again, all of that is that distraction and away from God. The other part of the verse that we're talking about today, it's, come to me all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, and you will find rest for your souls. So again, he's not offering sleep or go take a vacation. It's rest for your soul. So what would it look like in your life if, when you are feeling this heaviness, this tired, this fatigue, whatever, if instead of picking up your phone, you picked up your Bible? What would that look like? How would you feel? Because I feel like recently that's been a bigger shift for me as to whether it's my Bible app, doing like a Bible plan, physically picking up my Bible. And I got a new, which I can show it to you guys and we can tag it here. It's a Bible. It's the whole Bible, but it's broken into tons of sections. And it's a journal with like prompts, but the intent is to read the whole Bible in and of itself. And it gives you like places for praying, or prayer journaling, for you to interpret what you're reading, how you can apply it to your life. And like I said, so it's this big kind of like spiral bound thing. And I think it takes some of that intimidation away of like reading. If you think of, oh, I'm just going to read the whole Bible, what does that look like? And then, so I'm really, really enjoying that. But as I sit in this uncomfortable part, what will help? And I can probably honestly say, if people are doing that, and I can say it myself, that I feel hella better most often, almost all the time, after reading and praying than when I did beforehand. Does that always stay? Probably not, because I'm going to worry about something else.
Right. There's the next thing to worry
There's
about.
something else. There's another tab. I might close that one, but there's another tab that's going to
Yeah.
open. But making kind of that transition flip has been quite beneficial.
Yeah, with the Dwell Bible app and going through the Bible in a year, building the discipline that's what I do first before I go to distract myself on social media has been really helpful. And there's often times where, when I'm brushing my teeth and stuff and getting ready for bed, there is that pull to just pull up Instagram and scroll and look for I don't know what,
Yeah.
but just look and
To just check out.
right. Like it's not like I have a ton of comments to reply to or something.
Sure.
But instead listening to the day's worth of scripture and the the way she the recap of it is always so much better than wasting my time on social media. For me, something that I fight back against a lot is like the comparison. It's something that I know I'm very aware of, that it's easy for me to get sucked into the stuff people have or feeling like I'm not, like if I had that stuff, then I would be better off for some reason. And that's something that I very much am aware of. In the past, I've had to fight a lot. It's become easier not to, but I still can get sucked into that. And especially like now it's Prime Day.
It sure
The
is.
consumerism is at an all-time high.
Uh-huh.
And so like for me, just not getting online and seeing everyone telling me I should buy something is helpful.
I totally agree, because I'm typically one of those people. Normally Prime Day is like a big day for me. One of which I start Christmas shopping typically early. I normally start actually in the July Prime Day is normally when I start. I typically like to be done Christmas shopping, honestly, by Black Friday. I'm normally done. But being significantly unemployed at the moment, I mean, I do have a job. I'm grateful that I am working at church, and the shirt business has been busier than ever, which I know is all God. But that expendable income isn't
Right, it's less than it was.
Is
It's a full-time job.
really less than it was.
This is about exhaustion now. I mean, maybe it's exhaustion over just trying to feel like keeping up with people. But honestly, like I know people that go to Target all the time and buy. I honestly don't know what they buy, because I'm like, how do you need so much stuff? I've needed eyebrow pencil for 3 weeks. I've been out and I'm like running on fumes of what I have, and I keep forgetting to order it. And I don't know. I just don't go buy stuff a lot. But when I see something, I understand that for a lot of people, it's on sale. I should get it. And it's going to be convenient because XYZ. And like big part of me, like something I'm really passionate about is it really going to make your life that much better?
Sure.
And I don't think it will all the time. Certainly it's like some things are needed. But I think just the consumerism is something that really distracts people from more important things, I guess.
Oh, no, I totally agree. And I think like some of the stuff too, is there's a very big difference between need and want. You probably want one of everything in
Oh,
Target.
there's plenty of things I want.
Do you need it?
Right.
Probably not.
I do think just looking at all the stuff we can see on social media is exhausting in itself. And is something that if you just decrease your time on there.
Set the reminders. Those reminders, I tell you.
I did put a limit on my social media time for how long I'm allowed to be on there on the weekdays, and then the weekends it's shorter. And that has been really helpful. And then you told me like you can set times.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that one. So I did go back in and I turned off all of my everything except like Google Maps and photos
Yeah.
from I think either 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night until 7 o'clock. So it's just that one extra barrier. It's kind of easy to be like ignore for 15 minutes. If I need to get on Chrome for some reason, I can do it pretty easily.
I'm also trying to just be more cognizant because I feel like if I actually listened better to my reminders that in my blocks that I put on my phone, I probably wouldn't fall asleep on my couch. And then I would go to
Yes.
bed when I'm actually tired and not sleep on my couch, which I did it 2 times this last week.
Good job.
I just got up. I'm like, nope, I'm going to bed.
So something I'm really passionate towards is sleep hygiene.
Yes.
I am kind of crazy when it comes to my beliefs as to what is best for people to do when it comes to sleep, because I hear all the time, I'm so tired, and it's like I can't wake up with my alarm. I snooze it all the time. So tell me, where do you set your alarm for yourself?
So did I not? I think we talked about this. So I have gone through I'm a snoozer. I set my alarm with the basis of I know I'm going to hit the snooze
Oh
button.
my gosh.
What's crazy is my sister and I are both the same way. And I don't know if it's because of like how like we were raised. I don't know, because my my mom is not a snoozer, but my dad is, and I don't know.
What does the snooze give you?
It gives me 10 more minutes.
Do you fall back asleep?
No,
You
I
just
just
lay
like
there?
to lay there, and just again I lay there because then my mind starts going, and I start.
Do you get on your phone?
No,
Okay,
I just lay there.
that's good.
Yes. No, I am against. I don't get on my phone. I have a rule that I started not long ago of a little bit while ago. I won't get on social media until I either listen to like a devotional or something like that. So I try to limit that. I also try to just limit. My kids are all over my house, which I love. And my kids have no boundaries. They're in it. Right now, they've always done this, but I feel like that's really been focused in the since they started school again, is when they're done with breakfast, when they come up to brush their teeth, they come flying down the hallway from their bathroom and catapult themselves we have a bench at the end of our bed. They jump onto the bench and literally Superman onto our bed. And I love that. And I don't want to miss that because I'm buried in my phone.
Yeah.
You know? But this is being more mindful of me being on my phone, which I have not always been. But getting up, yeah. So I am a snoozer. And I initially, when I first got married, had a like loud alarm clock. I will say that having since been married, my alarm clock has changed because it drives my husband nuts. And he hates that I snooze. Hates it. I now have an alarm clock that like looks like the sun. It gets brighter to me and it has birds because he couldn't stand. Yes. Then I switched to music. He hated that too. So now I have birds and the sun. And I would say it's gotten better, but so much of me getting out of bed is also dependent on what time I go to bed
Yeah.
and if I fell asleep on the couch or not.
So tell everyone what your typical before you started trying to change habit.
Oh gosh,
was.
my dad would. If my dad was sitting here, he would know. I've done this for years, like decades probably. One of my toxic traits is I love to sleep on my couch. Of 7 nights a week, it really just depends. Last week was not a good week. I probably fell asleep on the couch 4 nights.
Oh my gosh.
It's constant. And God bless my husband. He used to get.
Have you ever seen the Little Critters book, Just Go to Bed?
No.
I feel like I'm going to buy that for you.
You need it. I need it. I need it. And I need to do, there's lots of reasons why I need to do better. So when my husband and I first got married, he would wake me up to the point to make sure I came to bed with him. It's gotten to the point now where he wakes me up, says I'm going to bed. What I do after that
Totally up to you.
is totally on me.
He gave up.
He quit coming to get me, which doesn't make me feel great, but I deserve it. And there's days that I'll sleep on the couch until 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
and then I'll get up and go to bed, which is terrible for you.
So that's that interrupted sleep
Oh yeah, it's
that I don't love for people at all.
It's awful. And even like when I'm sleeping on the couch, like I'm waking up repeatedly. Like
Yeah.
you're not sleeping great.
Right.
Who sleeps great on a couch?
Right.
No one.
Yeah.
Why do I do it?
Right. I want to know
I don't.
what about it is.
As I've gotten older, so we put our kids to bed and then our kids go to bed typically like around like 7:38. And then we normally go to bed around like 10:30. And I do very much enjoy that 2 hours with just Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I might still be working. I have my computer open a lot. I'm still right now applying to jobs or working
Right.
on a gang sheet or whatever. And we have the TV on or I'm reading. And I just still enjoy that time just with him. And sometimes I feel bad, like saying, if I go to bed, say at 9:30, I feel bad not spending time with him. But then I'll just fall asleep on the couch. And then I don't like to get up off the couch because I'm nice and cozy. And I don't want to, and it's all
You
the
do
way
have a comfortable
upstairs.
couch.
I
will say
know.
that.
And I'm like, it's all the way upstairs. So I'll just stay here. And then,
But eventually you have to go up there.
and I do.
Yeah, see, that sounds like torture to me. So, and I don't know why I am like this. My husband gets so annoyed that I am very passionate about not falling asleep on the couch. I just think that it is, if you're tired, go to bed.
Yeah.
Go brush your teeth, go get in bed. You're going to sleep better in there. If I catch Joe asleep on the couch, I'm like, what are you doing? Go back to bed.
Go to bed.
And I think it's just because of, like I said, working with people who that's what they do. And I just hear how exhausted they are. And if you could build in the discipline to like, just go to bed, set your alarm and wake up when it goes off. The only reason I am a non-snoozer is because Joe would kill me if I snoozed a bunch. He would get so annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to
What time
annoy
does he
him.
normally get up?
When the kids get up, so like 7.
7. So when you get up at 5:30?
I get up at 5:30.
He's, I got an hour and a half.
Yeah,
left.
I have plenty of time to sleep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't want to annoy him first thing in the morning. So I really,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, adopted. He doesn't want that, so I'm not going to do it. And sounds like you took a different approach.
And truthfully, it's not even been like this has been since I was like 12 years old. This is not a new characteristic that I have developed.
Right. Well, yeah, and I guess I just have never snoozed and then gone the 9 minutes that my phone would snooze
Yeah.
and felt, like that 9 minutes really made a difference
Really made-
in my life or in my energy.
That's a
So-
good perspective.
For me, it's like you're up. So unless I'm snoozing my 5:30 alarm, which I did do yesterday, I will say, I snoozed it and got up at 7:15 because I didn't sleep well.
Oh, no,
that
you
night.
turned it off. That's
Yeah,
not
no,
a snooze.
I'm sorry, I turned it off. So I won't snooze, but if the kids woke me up in the middle of the night or I'm just like feeling exhausted, I will turn it off and just wake up whenever the kids wake up. So that's the only time that like I won't listen to my alarm. But
Yeah.
typically it's because I have a reason.
Sure.
So yeah, so those minutes have never made a difference for me that I'm like, yeah, I really need to stay in bed for these 9 minutes. I'm going to feel so much better.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I just get up and I have my morning ritual. If I am getting up with an alarm, it's because I'm doing my morning ritual of I get up. I do drink coffee first thing. I know that
I don't think I'll ever be able to get rid of
people, there's the controversy over like your cortisol and all that stuff. And I think if you're in a really stressed out state, yeah, not drinking your coffee right away could be great. But like for me right now, it's not hurting me. So
No.
I'm rolling with it.
And if it makes 5:30 a.m. slightly more joy-filled,
Right. I have a
Drink the
warm
damn
cup of
coffee.
coffee
Right.
in my basement where it's really quiet. It's my happy space of I got to pick the colors and everything. And then I do my journaling, my prayer time, I work out. And typically the kids come barging down towards the end of my workout. And then I'm ready to take on the day.
yeah. No,
And
it
then
is
I'm tired at 10 o'clock at night.
exactly.
And I go to bed because I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't keep my eyes open.
Yes. And yes, this is
I wonder how much working on your computer at night
keeping me
is
awake.
keeping you awake too. Because you're also thinking
Mm-hmm.
about stressful situations right before you're going to try and go to bed. And my other question is then, could you, now that you don't currently have a job, be more disciplined during the day with your timing so that you don't have to do the sheets at night or
Mhm. Oh no,
the
you're
jobs?
this is an area where I really need to put effort into and change because I feel like it's getting to the point where I've gone down this path for so long that it's really starting to it's hindering several things. Like now it's to the point like I'm not going to bed with my husband, which I don't love. He has voiced that he doesn't like not when I don't go to sleep with him. I don't sleep as well. And then you're waking me up when you come to bed, which is
Right.
equally annoying. I've now had interrupted sleep. So then, it's not setting me up for success at all. And I am really starting to feel it
Right.
for sure.
So here's me putting on my
Yes,
my
I was just going to say, I
dietitian
was like, how
counseling
coach me,
hat.
friend, coach me.
So what change do you feel confident that you could make consistently to do something different?
So I honestly feel like I need to just set a bedtime for myself that whether it's 9:30 where I'm again starting to feel tired, and just go to sleep instead of laying down further on my couch and falling asleep. And like you just said, when I put my kids to bed, I need to be done. I'm not working. I'm not like doing those things that is keeping me looking at a computer screen, which is
Yes.
typically giving me a headache because I'm so tired at that point. I need to be done or set like by when my apps go off on my phone at 9:00, everything needs to go off. And that I then set a consistent 9:30, go to bed, read for a little bit if you want, but you're already in bed and be done.
Right. I mean, I think reading your Kindle and falling asleep in bed reading is totally fine. But I think that is a good goal to start with because if you backtrack throughout your day, you could see how, okay, if I just shut things down at night and go to bed, my morning's probably going to be easier.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, your flow through the day could feel better. And I do think it's just kind of that developing okay, I'm not going to work
Yeah.
right now, and I have time during the day
Exactly.
to do it,
And that's exactly
which
it.
isn't your normal.
No, and it's not. I'm sure we'll probably go through some transitions once I am working again, but still I feel like having that hard limit of nope, I'm done at this time and you need to just go to bed because I agree with you. If I'm waking up more well rested and not so tired, then I'm less inclined, like you said, to snooze. Is it setting myself up for much greater success throughout my day? So then come that night, I don't feel the need to be working or that I can just sit
Right.
and be.
Yeah. It sounds like you might still be watching TV, but I think that's a very different scenario than
Oh yeah, that's monotonous. That's
putting
like,
yourself in, I don't have a job and
Yes,
I have all
sitting
these
in.
orders for my t-shirts and that's kind of a stressful zone. It's kind of like
Right.
reading the news right before you go to bed. Like I 0% recommend
Right.
doing that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good goal to start with.
It is.
We really underestimate how much sleep helps with exhaustion and just feeling better physically. I think that it's should be definitely prioritized way more than it is. And the other part of rest and exhaustion and feeling tired, which I don't even know what we're going to name this episode now because we mostly just talked about sleep right there.
Sleep.
But is caring for yourself with healthy habits during the day. So it's eating well, it's moving your body. We're not made to be at rest all the time. If you're taking 3,000 steps a day, like it's not enough. So, you know, you got to tire yourself out during the day so you can fall asleep.
Sure.
And then you got to also not be feeding yourself in a way that's just causing you to have these spikes and crashes in your blood sugar all day so that you're chasing cravings and chasing energy throughout the day.
Right.
And as moms, I know that's difficult.
Yeah, and you know, talking about like of energy and sleep, and it's like you have to exert energy to have energy, and that's, I know, counterintuitive, but it is. If you're not pushing yourself beyond a threshold of just kind of your baseline, then you're not going to be tired as much, so you're not going to sleep as well, and so then you get stuck in this cycle. But if most often, and people, you know, who work out regularly would agree, is typically, yes, you feel better throughout your day if you're consistently working out, and then you have an energy to go throughout your day, so you're not needing those, you know, fake energies, whether it's caffeine, whether it's sugar, all of those things to boost your energy, and then you sleep typically much better at night too. So, which I think we are going to talk about movement and exercise soon.
And I mean, the reason I prefer working out in the morning is not only just because it's the only time that it's going to work with my kids, is that movement helps your cortisol wake up too. So in the energy spectrum of things, like cortisol is really important. We have this thing called a cortisol awakening response, which means within an hour of waking up, your cortisol is supposed to spike, and it's supposed to be the highest level it will be throughout the day, so that throughout the day it can slowly come down to where it's evening time and it's low again and your body's ready to go to sleep. And then the same thing happens the next day. And sunlight and movement are two of the best ways to activate that cortisol awakening response, so that your brain knows, like, hey, it's time to be awake. Let's get all this energy going. Like, we want that response. And I do hormone testing on clients, and I have only ever seen one client have an appropriate cortisol awakening response out of like 50.
Wow.
And it's because, like, we live in an artificial world a lot of the time. So light first thing in the morning isn't always there because we don't wake up with the sun like we used to. And then...
and we live in Western Pennsylvania. Where we don't see the sun for...
And if you're not using like a light therapy lamp to get the correct amount of LUX into your eyes to signal that, like, that's not going to be helpful. Like fluorescent lighting, unfortunately, isn't enough.
Right.
So the movement aspect is like a really good way to try and help correct that. So, you know, the movement too, like the timing of it can really help support your body too.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely.
So a lot of times when people have that afternoon crash, it's not always just because they are dependent on caffeine or something. It's a lot of times because they just have flatlined cortisol and their body is in protective mode, and there's just no fluctuation in energy. So they just feel blah most of the day, which happens to a lot of moms when we are not getting sleep. And so it's normal.
It's normal. But
as you go through different seasons, can become better at managing it. One of our listeners is someone that knows you, Hannah. It's a Hannah of some sort. I think that's what her handle is on YouTube. And she said she's postpartum pretty newly.
Yes.
She's enjoying listening, which is really fun.
Yes.
But she had commented, like, can you do a postpartum episode? And so thinking of her, I'm like,
love that.
Yeah, you're probably not in the prime season to get up early and work out.
No.
You need to get your rest when you can. And so, again, like, what we say kind of comes with a grain of salt for everybody, because we can't talk to everybody at the same time. Like,
right, because those seasons are very, very different. But, that would be really interesting too, because again, like, especially being moms, like, things that we could have done better postpartum that we didn't probably think about at the time, but I knew I could have done better in, that would have probably led to whether it was better production, better, you know, like in all of those things from a postpartum standpoint too. So no, that would be great.
Yeah, so she wants us to do a postpartum episode, and I said thank you for the idea.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll have to roll with that
Thanks,
at some
Hannah.
point. But yeah, no, we've been getting comments, which has been fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I'm the one who mostly handles the social media.
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know anything.
Erin constantly has to log in and tell me like, can you approve my login? It's da-da-da. That's okay. I prefer to be in control of it.
And I'm fine giving her it.
Yeah,
Totally
I
fine. I don't have landscape available for that at the moment, and I am grateful that you
done
do.
it for so many years of my life.
So great, so very, very grateful that you got this. I am happy being the download and the upload lady, and that's
Yeah,
totally fine with me.
we're finding a groove, so
Yes.
that's been good. But yeah, I think this episode we're gonna have to kind of call it more about like random sleep topics or
Sleep, and also I think, you know, coming back to obviously being faith based, of, you know, that heaviness that we've talked about, I think throughout most of our episodes of really going back to God, and we again weren't meant to carry this all, and going to God to get that soul cleansing rest is still super important, and have friends call you out on bad sleep habits
right.
is also important.
Straighten your crown, as you say.
Yes.
I have one more thing that I'm also going to be like, we should do an episode about this.
We really need to take notes on this, because
I know I've been in my head like, don't forget this, but mom brain, I'll remember it when I listen back as I'm editing. The time that I felt spiritually exhausted and non-existent was when I took it upon myself to try and have clinical depression without medication support.
yeah, you and I have talked about this extensively, and I'm like, Jessica, that was I love you to death, but that was not the smartest choice.
We all make mistakes. And
we sure do.
that taught me a lot in that time, but I felt very far from God during that time. And, you know, kind of was in this zone of, if you pray more, then you'll be fixed. And that's not actually how it works. And so
No.
I think that what I always want to remind people too is that there's a level of you need help that listening to a podcast or, you know, praying on your own are wonderful things to do. But sometimes you need an expert opinion on where you're at mentally. And sometimes you need support to get through like what you're getting through. And I just have clinical depression at baseline. Like, it doesn't matter what season I'm in. It doesn't matter how great life's going. I just need that support.
Yeah.
And would I love to one day? Maybe not. Sure. But I've tried twice to stop, and neither time has gone well.
Yeah. And modern medicine is a beautiful thing. And I think sometimes, you know, we, coming from the Christian lens, is that God is the great physician, and we know that, and, you know, giving him those those medical concerns, scares, healing. But I also am of the camp of God also has given people the insight for antidepressive medicine. He's given the insight to fix, you know, heart issues, brain issues, things like that. So whether it's a God-given miracle or through modern medicine, it all points back to God. And it's okay to rely on modern medicine if
you need it.
Yeah.
And a great way to figure that out is to talk to somebody. It's
Exactly.
a trusted person. And yeah, I just feel like for myself, if I didn't have that support, I think it would be at a very different spot in life, and I would be not good. So if that's you out there, I am the same.
We hear you. We
Yeah.
feel you. We understand. So tell me something good.
Oh, man.
I'm going to cry on mine, so I would like you to go first.
Oh, ooh, okay. You're going to cry on yours. Let me think. Oh, so I mentioned, I think a little bit earlier, that I had a good networking opportunity come up. And so this is something that like I ran into somebody Joe knew from high school and the owner of this medical clinic, and in like December. And we chit-chatted and stuff. I talked with the owner in January, and it was like we were trying to figure out how to work together, and we like didn't really know what it was going to look like. And I reached back out, and I was like, hey, like my practice is up and running, and I'm in network with Blue Cross Blue Shield and UPMC. So, I'd love to come talk about what a partnership could look like. And so I'm going to go there on Friday, and we're going to just talk and, kind of introduce myself to the staff and let them know what I do, how I help people.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that because of the clients they work with, a lot of times they could really use nutrition support.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's going to be a good
Jess, that's
partnership.
great.
So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
See?
And I'm going to take some coffee cold brew with me.
Nice.
But I'm going to bring them pumpkin spice lattes, but I'm making it like healthier, obviously. With less sugar.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, who wouldn't love somebody showing up with cold brew coffee, right?
Always. Just show up with coffee in general. You're already going to be well received.
Yeah,
because
right?
you're bringing in coffee. That's great.
Yeah.
I was so happy for you.
Thanks.
That's wonderful. So, no, this is mine, and that I'm going to try really hard to make it through this. So, given, like we just talked about 2 weeks ago, I was like the queen of positivity. I was really, and then, I'm dipping into a lot of the unknown, the uncomfortable, the job searching, and, our circle of friends, people who have been listening to the podcast and know kind of what's going on. The amount of people, see, I didn't think I was going to get it. If people said to you, like, prayer doesn't work, I don't pray, there's truly something amazing when you know that there are people who are praying for you on your behalf. I told you I wasn't going to get through this.
Don't worry, it's making its way over here.
Who are potentially who see things potentially in you that maybe you don't even see in yourself, who are just praying intercession on your behalf, is such an amazing thing. And I am so grateful for the people who have reached out and told me that they are praying for me and praying for my family as we go through this. I feel like we need to make that just more acceptable to say to somebody, like, I'm praying for you and mean it. But I truthfully can feel it, and it is so comforting in knowing that. And it's not that it's not just me praying, but like that I have people in my life and in my corner that are also praying for me through this, and who are being my cheerleaders, and who are, lifting me up when I'm potentially not feeling like I have it together. And I'm just so beyond grateful for that. And just want to thank everyone. That's awesome. So thank you.
I love that.
Yeah. Told you I was going to cry. I knew it.
It's tough not to.
I really was hoping that we would get through an episode. Is it possible?
I think we've cried in every episode.
I think so. Whether it's from
tears,
whether it's from laughing or
yeah,
emotions in general.
You do cry when you laugh a lot.
All the time. All the time. Like a good belly, I will cry on an instant. If it's a good belly laugh, I will instantly cry. It's either that or pee my pants. So one or the other. So,
all right, I will close this in prayer.
Okay.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this time together to talk about things that we feel like other women need to hear. We pray for the woman listening to this podcast, that she may feel seen and heard and can understand or see that whatever season she's in is just a season, and that she can always prioritize trying to get rest and finding that rest in you, finding that rest in sleep, finding that rest in family and friends. And it is in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.